I'm not entirely sure if this is an original hashtag, but whatever, I'm hijacking it either way. So anyway, I got caught in a loop of watching Judge Jeanine Pirro videos on YouTube when she still had her court TV show before she hopped over to Fox News. I'd never seen it before, and I'm not really a court TV watcher anyway. I sometimes catch glimpses of Judge Judy on the TVs at my local station, but that's about it. So after a couple episodes, I realized something. I fucking love Judge Jeanine Pirro. She is the ultimate badass judge because she's a straight shooter who will not even think about bullshitting you. However, she's very fair and will call out shitty behavior from both sides during the court process. And when she gives her final ruling, it's always out of respect for the law. That is her true passion, justice. Moving on, I watched a couple of these court cases and landed on a very interesting one that ties nicely to third wave feminism as I see it. The video title is, Was It Rape? And it discussed a woman who was treading on claiming her ex-whatever friend. I'll let her explain.
My name is Krista Wojciechowski, and I'm suing an ex-boyfriend, Jason Ciordia, for a title loan, a phone bill, and harassment. During our relationship, he's cheated on me, and I think he's lying to me about having cancer. Now he's calling me, threatening me, and calling me names, and I want it to stop.
So there's her side of things. Now let's hear why he's countersuing her.
My name is Jason Ciordia, and me and Crystal never dated. We were just friends with benefits. She thinks we're boyfriend and girlfriend because we slept together a few times. She has been calling my phone nonstop, bothering my friends, bothering me at work, messing with me and my family, and just putting my name in the ditch. I'm countersuing her for harassment and slander.
Now as we get into the nitty-gritty of the case, the first thing that's talked about is their sexual encounter. And from the sound of it, it seems like it was consensual. But now that she's on the stand, she's telling everyone it was not.
Later that night, he had tried to get in my pants, and I told him clearly no several times. After that, he took it upon himself to slide my panties to the side and have his way with me.
Judge Pirro breaks it down enough to flat out ask her, did you say no? As soon as she said, yes, I said no, she turns to the man.
When a woman says no, what does that mean?
It means no.
And what are the consequences if a woman says no and you continue?
That's a rape charge.
That's
Your
right.
Honor.
Now that was a pretty firm answer. No wavering, no throat clearing. He knows no means no. The guy said at least twice within the court process, I asked her.
Your Honor, that's incorrect.
What? Forcibly resist?
No. Her just saying no altogether. I asked her, and one thing led to another, and yes, we did have sex on the first night we met.
Worst night of my life.
The worst night of your life?
Worst minute of my life.
The worst minute of your life. Boy, that's a shot.
Hang on. My news sense is tingling. Does this sound a little familiar to anyone else? A rape on campus? Mattress Girl? Duke Lacrosse? Tawana Browley? Cases like these are rare, I will admit. But in my opinion, they're still ultimately harmful and can sometimes have the opposite effect of the original intentions. Rape culture is still a very hot-button issue. Even when I say the word rape, I feel like there's an evil music sting that plays in my head. Rape! Why? Because it's one of the most horrendous and vile acts a person can do to another person. It's a total violation, and I condemn it. Condemn. However, I'm also a firm believer in innocent until proven guilty. Even someone as gross as Jodi Arias, I waited for the guilty verdict before calling her a murderer. In the newsroom, even if you can pretty much tell someone's guilty or you have them on camera doing something, you still have to say alleged or reported in your scripts, depending on the story and how much information the cops have told you. Now, I'm no psychologist yet, but I think I have enough feels and familiarity with specifically the Mattress Girl case to give you my honest opinion about it and rape culture in general. Here's some facts. According to investigations and the fucking law, Emma Sulkowicz was not a victim of rape. The man she accused was found not guilty. But I will go ahead and venture a guess that in her own mind, she still is, in fact, a victim of rape. The story behind her Carry That Weight art project.
I will be carrying this dorm room mattress with me everywhere I go for as long as I attend the same school as my rapist. And the piece could potentially take a day, or it could go on until I graduate.
was proven to be false based on at least 2 school investigations and Sulkowitz's own actions after the alleged rape occurred. Not only did the campus find the accused not accountable, the NYPD did not pursue charges after Sulkowitz filed them due to lack of evidence, and the state DA did not pursue the case for the exact same reason. Now that's 3 credible entities saying this shit did not happen as you say. So what ultimately happens to Emma Sulkowitz? Well, last year she had sex on camera for an art project, which, okay, I wouldn't do that, but whatever. And recently was given the Women of Courage Award late last month. Wait, what? Oh yes, she won an award for all of this shit. The president of the National Organization of Women actually said this, quote, "Sulkowitz did what many rape victims cannot do. She channeled her fear into a public demonstration and brought attention to her rapist's despicable act and highly inadequate punishment." Her rapist? I'm sorry, wasn't he cleared of wrongdoing multiple times? Why are we rewarding this woman who basically ruined this man's life over what amounts to hurt fucking feelings? That is despicable, I'm sorry. And why don't many rape victims do what Sulkowitz did? Because they were actually fucking raped. And even if you're not a psychologist, if you face something so damaging and such a massive violation as rape is, why the fuck would you want to call attention to yourself as a rape victim? Carrying around a mattress and basically shouting, "I was raped, everyone," makes very little sense to me. Those things do not add up in my mind. I know everybody grieves differently, but I'm sorry, this is too ludicrous for me to understand. There's a good damn reason the woman who was raped in the Steubenville case kept her anonymity. Most likely, it's because she didn't want to portray herself as a victim and wanted to get an outcome that would provide a sense of justice and closure. The accused in that case were found guilty, but that's a whole other mess in and of itself. I truly do not believe a rape victim would go to the lengths Sulkowitz did, demeaning and shaming the accused and the school for not helping her enough. I can't see a rape survivor doing that. Now, they may become actual activists who want to help those actually affected by this crime, this horrendous crime. But then again, that's an entirely different scenario. Things can be treated on a case-by-case basis. Ultimately, acts like Sulkowitz, all they do is bring attention to what we now define as rape culture on campus. The 1 in 5 women are sexually assaulted on campus statistic that internet feminists love to bring up is in fact a gross mischaracterization. It's a blanket statement first based on data taken from undergraduate senior women from 2 different schools, where sexual assault or rape was more or less loosely defined. Does rape happen on campus? Absolutely. The actual statistics, based on a 2014 report from the Bureau of Justice Statistics, which is a division of the DOJ, found that 6.1 sexual assaults occur per 1,000 students, which comes out to around 0.6%. The statistics internet feminists should quote is more like 0.03 out of every 5 women is sexually assaulted on campus, but that's not sexy enough, I guess. The notion that the National Organization of Women called the accused in the Mattress Girl case her rapist is appalling, and in my opinion, implies he's still out there raping people. So who's really perpetrating a culture of rape, claiming the rapist has been set free? There are many, many rape victims who may never find justice against their attackers, and that's a terrible thing, because one rape is one rape too many. But it brings me back to this bubbling cesspool of rape culture on campus. Do we want our kids to go to these schools that are nothing but hotbeds of wickedness where 1 in 5 women will be brutally raped? Hell no! Why are we instilling fear into people over it? This narrative pushed by people like Emma Sulkowitz is a wretched stew of its own makings. It sautéed itself. She calls attention to rape culture, ergo thousands more are scared. Bringing issues like this to light in attention-grabbing ways, I'm on board with it. The Mattress Girl case, I refuse to get over that it was based on a selfish lie. So why would someone do this? As I said before, I believe hurt feelings coupled with a crippling victim mentality. Now I'm going to get a smidge personal with you guys here, and I hope you'll stick around. In regards to cases like the one Judge Pirro saw, and carry that weight, I can sort of understand where these women were initially coming from. It doesn't feel great when you realize the man you're sleeping with isn't all that into it as much as you think or you would like him to be. It really fucking sucks. I mean, let's listen again to the opening argument from that Judge Pirro episode.
And me and Crystal never dated. We were just friends with benefits. She thinks we're boyfriend and girlfriend because we slept together a few times.
Yikes. I wouldn't like a guy I was sleeping with to talk about me in that way. She's just a place to put my penis. That's it. I don't care about you. Like, you're just a girl I just banged. Like, that doesn't feel very good. This is something I've experienced in my past. A man that I was with was not into me the way I was into him. But what did I do about it? I moved on. I've acknowledged he's just not that into me, and I moved on. I mean, fuck, it hurt for a while, but I got past it, and I wish him well. Sorta. I'll get there. But what I did not do was vow revenge. I wasn't so hurt by his actions that I decided to launch a full-fledged assault on his character simply because he didn't want to hook up with me anymore. What's past is past. We had quite a blast. But that's me. I just don't have that kind of vitriol in me. But it is a disservice to the accused to not think he doesn't have feelings in this case either. It's not all about the women. Just because you have a hoo-ha doesn't mean you can't do some really dickish things too. It may be time to acknowledge that there are some feminists or just people in general out there who immediately think penis equals bad, or peenie equals rapist, or Penasia equals I am better than you in every way and will continue the global takeover of the cis white man. Also, we teamed up with Man Bear Pig. That's a thing. People think like that.
10 lessons for the white sons we might have.
10 things we don't have to say,
but must teach
because
you.
if we don't,
Every inch you grow could be another nightmare you'll give somebody.
7, the first time you walk past a girl you find attractive.
And boys will be boys, courses through your veins.
Like adolescence, like instinct, like something inherently lethal. Swallow your whistles.
Even if they burn the back of your throat, feel the comments rot in your mouth. Get used to the flavor, just like she has. 8, if a sexual assault joke triple dog dares itself out of your mouth, feel how uncomfortably it sits in the air around you.
Take note of how much pain was trying to settle there before you scattered it.
Tampering with leftover wounds is an act of violence.
There are women out there who I believe have confused their feminism with misandry, and the hope is that these voices get smaller and smaller the more they expand and grow their minds. But then again, aren't some anti-SJW folks just as dickish? Comments from places like Reddit once upon a time or Encyclopedia Dramatica would have been just as cruel labeling Emma Sulkowicz as a dirty slutbag, whole-faced, die, dumb bitch, blah, growl, snarl, I'm mad at you because you're a big bag of douche. Alright, but let me extend this olive branch. Because, I mean, she's a person too, who did an incredibly fucking stupid, evil, dumb, fucking horrible thing. But I'm not going to insult her over it. She knows what she did, and if she decides to be a liar about it, then what the motherfuck ever. If we were in the same room together, I'd probably point in her direction, say no audibly, and not speak to her. You're going to meet people where you can't exchange anything but niceties. But more recently, I've seen videos where people are just straight up insulting femicrazies like Sulkowicz now. Like they take a video and splice it up with their voice and just laugh at the things that have really nothing to do with the points they're trying to make. Like, oh, they're being so dumb over things, derp. I mean, that's going to give people ammunition to stay perma-victims. They'll constantly be fighting back against the trolls online and find more people to be like, oh my god, girl, I hope you pull through. You're just igniting the fire in their bellies too. So how about trying to explain where they're misguided and try to shuffle the papers a little neater? I just think there is too much dickishness going on around here. It gets old after a while. It's why anti-SJW people spoke up in the first place. They saw too much policing of their words and decided to bite back. Now we've got a whole subsection of dickish for the sake of being dickish. And I think it's time for a change. You guys may know the YouTuber Leafy is Here, who I honestly think is a dick. But he's a dick that has good points and some level of research where you can tell he knows what he's talking about. This is in regards to the more recent Keemstar drama that I still have no fucking idea what that's about. He was once a dick who made fun of a man with autism and made him cry, but the dick has evolved. He apologized, sincerely apologized, for his major fuck-up. And what happened? All the support goes for Tommy. There's ways to bring about your natural snarkiness and still get your point across without bumming anyone out too much. And if you do sincerely bum someone out, it's okay to say, my bad. Why do you think Leafy's popularity has been exploding ever since? So I say it's time to Piro this shit out. Acknowledging your own dickishness can be quite helpful because it only helps you grow.
The way I see it is that you want to be done with her.
Correct.
Her relationship and her Facebook jeopardized your visitation with your daughter.
Correct.
All right? And you don't want to let it go. You say that you're the one who's being hidden. You're being hidden for a reason, by the way. And you're the one who keeps trying to contact him. And he did call you, and that voicemail is outrageous. But you know what? What I'm seeing here is based upon all of these instant messages, you're like, I want to be with you. It's not fair. I just hate being in limbo. You ain't in limbo, honey. He doesn't want you.
Unfortunately, I don't think our old pal Emma has learned this quite yet. In response to receiving this Courage Award, she blasted feminist critic Camille Paglia, who once called her Carry That Weight piece, quote, a parody of the worst aspects of that kind of grievance-oriented feminism. Pretty much when Camille talks, you listen. She's quite the respected social critic. Emma wrote this on Instagram after receiving her award, quote, Camille Paglia has publicly called my artwork a masochistic exercise in which I neither evolve nor move on. She speaks as if she, a white woman, knew what was best for me, a woman of color she's never met. Many people ask me how I've healed from my assault, as if healing were another word for forgetting about it, getting over it, or even shutting up about it. To expect me to move on is to equate courage with self-censorship. The phrases suck it up, move on, and get over it are violence. Fucking yikes! Camille Paglia's words have no weight because she is a white woman. Hi-oh! But I'm not going to be a dick to her about it, like so many of the comments on her Instagram post are. I'm just going to let that shit speak for itself. And I think it's a good thing to do that more. Being too hard of a dick will eventually turn people off. Sometimes you've did your thing and you just want to get away from it for a little bit. We've been made aware of these issues thanks to the boorish dicks of the world, but now it's time to actually talk about it. If you were hurt by a guy, don't be a dick and try to ruin his life. If you felt your lady wasn't what you wanted, don't be a dick and just tell her that. Like I've said in my previous video, self-reflection is one of the most helpful things. It can help you embrace change within yourself, which you can then share with others. But once in a while, a little dick may fall. It just depends on how you receive it.
The one thing that women cannot do is make a false claim of almost rape, probably rape, I didn't want to, I said no. This is a classic example how if you follow it through, it's clear that that's not what happened. Shame on her.
If she's willing to just put out like that, that's on her. That's not on me. That's not on me. She's making women like her look bad across the world. That's not my fault.
I'm sorry, you're a minute man and you're
Yeah,
concerned
you
about
say that now, but you kept coming back, right? Yeah.
Of course, if you want to defend your use of dickishness, please let me know why in the comments below. I would love to hear it. I'm always trying new things for this channel, and I'd love to hear any and all ideas you have for me. So please maybe hit like there or comment to me on Tweeters or Tumblr or what have you. I really appreciate all the support I've been receiving with this random YouTube comeback, and I hope to interact with you guys more in the future as this channel continues chugging along like the little engine that could. And as always, thanks for watching, bitches.
You introduced another character as just a girl you fuck all the time. You don't like her for her mind. You don't like her for anything else that she brings to the fucking table. You just are like, oh, she's so hot. Ugh. Penis and vagina time, y'all. Ugh. Ew, I don't want to think about Grace Comfy. Oh, I just went dry as the Sahara.